he's not being a fuddy-duddy, but Congressman Ron Paul says get over this pomp and ceremony because there's a lot of big money behind it, and you're paying dearly for it. Congressman joins me now on the phone. I guess we're prepared, like it or not, to spend a lot of money, huh, Congressman?
It looks that way, and it's astronomical. It even impresses me that it's as much as it is. I thought I was worrying about hundreds of billions, but now we have to deal in the trillions. So I don't know how long this can last, but I know we cannot buy our way out of this bankruptcy. You just can't. You can't solve the problem of bankruptcy and too much spending by just getting further in debt, and that's exactly what we're doing.
What if now the Obama folks are calling these tax cuts coming to American people? Actually, they're giving tax cuts to people who don't pay income taxes, but even allowing for their justification, isn't it a good bet that folks just save that money or pay off bills and they don't spend that money?
Yeah, I think this is always true when you give tax cuts. I'm for all tax cuts, but one thing you can't predict is the action of human beings, because sometimes they'll save it and sometimes they'll consume it and sometimes they'll invest it, so you don't know. But, you know, the shortcoming of this tax cut for people who don't pay taxes is, semantics. It's sort of the newspeak of 1984. How do you give a tax cut to somebody who doesn't pay taxes? You know, but they keep saying that over and over again. It sounds rather benign. For years we've called them tax credits. But in reality, it's welfare. If this were billed as a welfare program, people might stop and think, hey, can we afford all this welfare? If we don't like the employment tax and we need to reduce that, I'd be all for that too as well, because the least amount of taxes is best. But to play games with words and say we're
Absolutely.
giving tax reductions when people don't pay taxes, I think is just to confuse everybody.
And I'll always get emailed, Congressman, as I'm sure you do, from, you're just being obstructionist and you're in the way of a president who's going to try to make things better. Our only goal here, folks, is not to make things worse. And then there are other vehicles and other options out there. So when we criticize one strategy, it's not criticizing the guy. It's just saying, maybe there's a better way. But Congressman, it's going to be his way. The devil is in the details, but it's going to be his way. So play it out. What happens?
And he argues, so many of them argue that, well, if I persist in what I believe in, I'm an ideologue who's off on a tangent, but what we want to do is work with him and all the time the people who believe in freedom and limited government and less taxes in the marketplace. They're those rigid ideologues. We don't even want to listen to them. But they're ideologues that depend on the government to do everything. Spend more money, borrow more money, print more money, regulate the people. That is about as ideological as you can get.
All right, Congressman, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a